Hello everyone, my name is Uthris and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2. We are going to be working on, I guess a little bit of a speed build partway through this episode, which will be a little bit different than before. And we're also going to be doing some laying out of some routes, some proper routes. We'll get those started this episode so we can get some movement going through. So what I want to do is start hooking up some industries, and so I might need to make a west side kind of depot for trains, potentially. I'm not 100% sure if I want to do that or not. But we want to try and start using some of the factories over here, is what I'm trying to get at. So we need a lot of oil coming in. We need a lot of coal and iron coming in. So we might just go ahead and hook up maybe these iron ore mines up there, and then also some of these coal. We'll worry about the oil, I think, a bit later. So we're going to go ahead and essentially jump straight into a speed build section where we lay out these routes, get things moving, and try and pretty up some areas. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Okay, we are back here after a little bit of a speed build. You can see in the little footage before this is us kind of expanding the route out and towards the steel mines, and also a little bit working on this interchange going across, back across the river and underneath the interstate and over to the coal mines. This is the kind of first big, I guess, cargo that we're going to be running into town. I figured steel would be a nice, good, multi kind of faceted line. And here you can see our train. We're running 2 diesels and then a whole bunch of hopper cars. And of course I paint all of these different colors just so they look a little bit varied and then also a little bit worn down. As this thing ages, you'll see the aging process take over, make them look even more rusty and old. Like, this is pretty bright, but yeah. If I go into our manage vehicle screen, you can see here that we got age here. I thought I did have a way to see how many hours it went down to a different setting, but I have the 50 times vehicle lifespan mod installed, and that's just so we don't have to replace as many vehicles up here. So this line is pretty basic and straightforward. It just kind of peels off the main line and then up into this station and then back. So nothing too crazy there. Over this way, I want to go ahead and hit play just so we can see if anything's running. Yes, we have a train back here unloading everything for all that. And they are making a profit. It's like 8.8 million or so a year. And they'll just kind of hop back onto the main line fairly quickly, which looks lovely. So I'm happy we actually have some movement. But let's go ahead and hook up the line out to the coal as well. So we're gonna add a new line. This is gonna be coal line. And the nice thing about this, right, is I don't have to, worry about shipping this to multiple towns or anything like that. We can go straight into, should we use the same depot? We can go straight into the, let's put it closer. Put it right beside. Straight into shipping materials. And since we have 2 mines, we're gonna get a lot of it relatively quickly. And maybe eventually we'll look on maybe making another town somewhere on the map, because the map is big enough to have multiple towns for sure. We're just starting with this one. Okay, so the line's set up. I'm gonna go ahead and make a new vehicle. We'll grab the diesel GE General Electric C48W. So we'll grab 2 of those. We'll go some gondolas here for cargo. Now this is coal, so I'm gonna try and keep these in the dark grays, kind of, like it's been dusty. I want the cargo to kind of reflect its actual use, right? So just have an odd blue one, and then maybe a dark brown, a couple of these, and then we'll just go back to double light gray. There we go. So about like that. 230 meters exact, which is perfect. That's the exact length of the platform. We'll buy 1. We'll copy it. And then we'll send them both on the coal line. So just like that. Now I'm going to manage lines while we are doing this. And the coal line, I want this to be a full load. And no unload, only pick up coal. This one is no loading. Unload coal. There we go. So it's going to work its way back through the yard here. It's a lovely little model, and you can see our varied color on the wagons, which look lovely. And my cat is freaking out and playing with a toy. Gotta love him. Alright, and that's a nice long train. Look at that. It's pretty beautiful looking. Should be longer, in my opinion, just to be even cooler, but oh well, it's what happens. Now, the other train's gonna wait a little bit here until I clear this signal up ahead. The speed on this route, by the way, is relatively low. It's only 15 because this is, a yard, so it's not really gonna be a fast speed. And it's supposed to be like that. So we'll come across and start off around now. Well, who's gonna beat the signal? Doesn't matter, because this one, actually it does matter, because it does need to use that track. So, and it is waiting up here. Looks good. New shipment of ore coming in. If we take a look, we have about 3,300 stored steel or ore, iron ore. And so these guys will just make the quick jaunt across. And over here we built a nice little tunnel. It goes underneath the interstate. It's actually beneath the water line. You can kind of tell from the texture change here. And I'm thinking, because this town is so close to the water, I wouldn't mind doing a levee. So I've been testing raising the terrain up to kind of make a levee, just to prevent flooding and all that stuff, right? Because if we have a tunnel here and this levee overflows, it would flood the tunnel and just stop all the trains, which is something that I definitely don't want to happen. If I come here, I'm going to go ahead and add that. There we go. That looks okay. Well, back here is probably where we're going to have to do the depot for these two factories, which is totally doable now. So we'll go ahead and lay that out. So building, we'll do truck station, 30-meter length, 2 platforms, yes. I kind of wish I knew the rotation of everything. Might be able to do that. That might look okay. And then we're going to configure this. We're going to go ahead and add some platforms. And an exit, and an entrance. Cool. And think of a way to connect this up. So I might just do a little bit of just like an access road here. Delete that for now, and then we're gonna go into one ways. I need to find something a little bit quicker. Yeah, I know. Make sure it is connected. Sure, will do. Game. So we'll kind of do that. And then grab a 2-lane, I think. Okay. Thanks, game, for just straight up destroying that road section. Great. Amazing. 10 out of 10. That, and then upgrade this portion, flip it around. That. Go ahead and grab our road again. Did I grab the right one? I think it's this one. Or not. Let me see. Do that, then that, and delete that. Huh? Do something like that? That might work. Kind of. It's not too beautiful, but it might need just some love and care very eventually. Let's do something like this. Here we go. Both of them are connected to the depot there. And this is accepting the steel. So we're gonna actually, since we're making the steel now, we'll go ahead and make steel line 1. So we'll go ahead and pick it up from the steel plant, ship it over here. And so we're going to load steel. Don't unload. this one, we're going to nat load and unload steel. Okay, let's see where the route's taking us. So they're gonna hop back onto the interstate and then come across the major bridge and then use this exit. Okay, that looks pretty reasonable, I would say. Let's get a vehicle depot. I keep calling these depots. I don't know why. Those are stations, but I just keep calling them the wrong thing. Do I have any way to fit this in here? Nah, it wouldn't look good there. Let's try... Let's try on this side. Might look fine here. Something like that. Okay, let's get some vehicles. We're gonna buy some, and we are using some modded vehicles as well. And I'm gonna use these 40-ton truck with side stakes because they can carry steel beams, and I do like my cargo to be very visible. And we'll go ahead and assign this steel line 1, just like that. And you know what? I might color it blue. Never mind. Can't color it at all. That's fine. So we got our first set of trains this episode. We got a road vehicle this episode. I might obviously get more of these guys. But this is a little bit of a preview of kind of what things might start looking like here in the city soon. Hopefully with a lot of movement. And then boom, right here on the interstate, you can just hear that engine rev. Hitting 62 miles an hour. Which I don't know what its top speed is. 62. So it did hit top speed. And it's gonna chill here, just simply ride along on this raised interstate. Go right across that bridge. This will be a great view once the city really starts taking off and building up. Especially once trains are going along here too. I'm really just following this to make sure I clear all the bridges here initially, because we got them pretty much as tight as we could in some of these areas. There's a train going that way. Looks real neat. And there's a hole in the concrete there. Don't know how they pulled that off, but they did. So we'll come across here into the docks and kind of work its way towards the industrial area here. Now, do we actually have anything waiting for us if we come over? We haven't produced any yet. And there's line 1, which is load steel. We got steel here, but we don't have any coal yet. Because these aren't hooked up. Oh boy. Here, let's get some good cargo buildings. We'll do something like that. A side office, and then a big like warehouse type of deal. With just a couple road entryways here. Kind of like that. And then on this side, we'll just extend. We'll make a couple storage sheds. Something like that. That way that looks a little bit better. We'll go ahead and smooth out the terrain before we lay out the road. Just to hopefully avoid some weirdness with the way this thing gets laid out. And we'll go to streets. And we just really need something small. We don't need like a major road network by any means. Either do that, or I could do that. I'd say do that. So let's get a country road up to here. Then do bend. That to merge. Do straight, and we'll come out relatively sharp, kind of like that. Nope, that's kind of ugly. Maybe we should just do that. That's fine. That's a nice little T-junction. And smooth this out with the terrain. Quick and easy, painless. Now we're actually connected with the coal line. And we're starting to get coal produced. Good, perfect. 10 out of 10. And I think that may do us for this episode. I think so. So we're starting to make some deliveries. We get kind of the first little chain connected here. Of course, there's plenty of things that I want to do to pretty up the whole area. I was testing putting up sound barriers because we had to use some bridges without guardrails here. So I decided to put some sound barriers up as a test. And then also I tested it over here next to the other station. It looks pretty good. I definitely like it. It helps ground it in a little bit. I don't want to do it everywhere, and I'm trying to figure out what to use in some key areas like this. This is a really long bridge section, but they don't really have any side rails at all on it. And you know, I don't want to use the big sound barriers. They're just a little too bulky. So I might scrounge around on the workshop and find some. But yeah, I think we'll leave it there. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you are enjoying the episodes, feel free to subscribe for more creative goodness such as this. Hit that like button, so your support for Transport Fever 2, and I'll see you all in the next video.